Are we on? How's everyone doing? So, music's an amazing asset. It's highly predictable revenue streams. There's recurring revenue, and it's more digital now than it has ever been before. But, not everyone's perfect. So currently, this is the flow of how a song gets paid out. You have two pieces. You have the sound recording, or the masters, what you hear, and then you have the composition, which is like the sheet music and lyrics. So layer on now tens of thousands of pay sources that don't speak to each other, and then having to manually register this with all these different societies within to finally get your money. And what happens oftentimes is a lot of it goes missing. So $2.5 billion is currently unclaimed every single year in the music industry, with 150,000 songs being released every single day. And that number is supposed to grow to 300,000 with the onslaught of AI coming out in the next 12 months. Also, it's more independent than ever. So you're seeing artists break on TikTok, through Instagram Reels, and oftentimes their teams are not as knowledgeable in the industry as they should be, leaving a lot of unclaimed revenue through that. Well, we kind of want to fix this problem. Currently, the players in the game and the societies aren't really inclined to do so because investing in tech is just going to be a piece that doesn't return any kind of investment. They're fine with collecting the money as is and taking as long as they want to pay out. We want to get money in the hands of the artists faster. So what we built today is basically we take data from any source we can find it, whether it's the actual financial statements, through open databases, APIs through DSPs like Spotify and Apple, pull everything on the platform to normalize this data. Because as I said before, oftentimes these societies have different split rates and it causes a huge trouble when you're actually trying to reconcile everything. So we use AI and LLMs to conform and normalize the data, and then the end result, we display this beautiful portfolio of assets, layer on financial tools such as reporting, analyzation, and payments, which led us to think, wow, this would be really nice if there was a blockchain that dealt with real assets. So we've kicked off the next piece of record. And what it is asset ownership on chain, tokenization of assets by the right type. And that allows us to pay out a lot faster, a lot more seamless than the current traditional banking methods. And also we're spinning up a credit facility to lend against these assets. Currently, the best options the artists have today is to go sign with a label or sell your catalog out completely. We want to keep the rights in the creator's hands. And that brings us to the piece right here. So basically, we'll be acting as the conduit in between all the pay sources, holding all the metadata, on-ramping all that information to the rights holder's wallet, which then will enable them to have one-click lending, connected banking cards, and allowing them to eventually diversify into EDFs, get some exposure to cryptocurrency, and it's almost like an artist 401k kind of at the end of the day. Real financial tools for the ever-changing world of creative IP. And I was quick, I know, but any questions? Today, what we do is ACH or wire, and we're in the flow of funds, so we collect all the royalty information or all the royalties, and then we're responsible for paying out to the hundreds to several thousand rights holders on a monthly or quarterly basis. Yeah, so what we found was we really need to meet them where they're at today and kind of offer them more like Web 2.0 interfaces. So we'll have a custodian of the wallet, so they're not going to be responsible for their seed phrase and all of that. It's going to feel like a traditional banking method for them, just a lot faster and a lot more lending opportunities.
So are you managing those accounts?
Our partner will be managing those accounts. Yeah, I don't want to go to an artist and say, sorry, you lost your seed phrase, your money's gone. So that was really important in that aspect. Yeah, so we are agnostic to society. So we pull in information from everywhere. We work with all the different pay sources, PRS, ASCAP, BMI, Universal Music Group, TuneCore. It doesn't really matter where the data is. We're completely agnostic to go and normalize all of it. Cool. Thank you.